Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Airport CEO. Things are ticking along nicely with the airport and you are continuously making awesome suggestions for us to implement. So I think one of those suggestions is one of the first things I actually will implement just because I intended to and kind of never got around to it. We're missing some janitors, which I believe is okay. So what I wanted to do in terms of that, let's speed up the game so we continue to bring in some cash. But we shouldn't ever have a problem with cash again. We've got a fair bit of money due to bonuses, which I don't quite know what that is. I'm assuming it might be something like this. It might be one of these guys. I'm not sure if it's one of those guys that's offered me a bonus because it's been awesome. I don't know. Anyway, what we want to do is get our parking lots in place. So parking is where exactly? Here it is. Okay, so what I want to do, just make sure that we actually put this in planning mode. And I'll slow it down just a tad, just because yeah, we don't want everything to happen while we're busy over here. Well, we do, but not that much. Okay, now let's see. So the intention was always that we build parking lots in between here. And of course, in order to do that properly, we're going to need to... So I'll try and move it off like... Alternatively, if we do something like this, I'm quite comfortable with it. So if we do that and that, yeah, maybe that's about as good as we can get, right? And if we do this and that, and my intention was almost that we needed to do, you know what? I don't want to put more burden on this. So what I thought would be a good idea is if we slip in like 4, 8, something like this, right? And then the intention would be that we provide it with a bit of a road. And what I was wondering is whether we just do that instead of actually tying it in on this side, all right? So we'll put more stuff on here. Yeah, I think that's kind of the plan, right? So now you can get in there, and what we could do is we could make this a one-way loop. I believe we can. I think that should be great. Now, what we also need to do is provide a fair bit of like walking space and stuff like that. So what I'm keen on doing is a few things like this. And somewhere over there, I think that's about right over here as well. And what we'll do is we'll do a fair bit of this down here. So something like that is about what I had in mind with this, right? Not too much, not too little. What we'll do is we'll also make sure to connect these up on this side. And we'll also run that down here. Something like that. I don't think we need to go down this way even further, but I think that's the idea, and I kind of like that. So we'll go ahead and do this, and then probably copy and paste it on the other side also. So let's get that built. Good old planning tool. Now let's get that built. You guys have been commenting saying, "Oh, guys, this is how you make the money." So we'll pay for that. That should be okay. Now. We'll pause it just for a second so we just sort out our one-way operation. Can you... Okay, we can set that, but we can't actually set it the other way around. So really, if we maintain one-way traffic, yeah, I think one-way traffic is not going to be the right answer for us over here. What we can do is make sure that we say, well, this is a long-term park, this is a short-term, right? So it's for passengers and it's short term. So what we'll do is we'll do a line of short term. Okay, we'll do this one as employees, right? So one of them are employees, then a line of short term, and then we'll do a few longer term parking lots down at the bottom over here. So the short term is closer to the terminal, and then the longer term is slightly more up there. The one thing that I didn't quite think about is the fact that we probably will have an extra access point over here, but we'll change that once we get to it. So what I think we need to do is just quickly make sure that we put the various crosswalks in place. So that crosswalk over there, that crosswalk over there, nothing else needs a crosswalk apart from this spot right over here. So that gives us all the kind of crosswalks that we need to get people from there I'm not convinced about this section, by the way, just because we don't currently have our setup over here. So what I might do is I might actually expand that a little bit by, just putting an extra row of these over here. So let's go ahead and get the copy and paste tool going on. So if I do that, right, it's not actually bringing in the road, is it? Well, what I wanted to do was this, right? Well, it doesn't actually do it, right? Look at that. Trying that again, maybe I just used this incorrectly. So the plan is I do that all the way up to there. Is there an Alt feature or a Shift feature that you need to do? So it seems like you can't actually copy these things. That's quite interesting. Okay, if that's the case, we're just going to plop in some more ones. I really thought we should have been able to do that. Alt Shift to get rooms, but certainly doesn't want to work that way. Now, let's just get some buses in here. Standard bus setup will be these guys. So we'll do that and that and that and that. Okay, so an extra row of that. And yeah, absolutely. Well, it could have worked there, actually. It could have actually worked there. So we might extend that yet again. Now, we'll get in some roads as we require. So we'll run some roads up there. Now, so it's going in this way, out that way. We'll probably need to do another one so that this one can come out, and yeah, that will do another row of them. So in order to do that, let's just make sure that we maintain our consistency here by providing a row of footpath kind of stuff, and we can't actually go through there. So we'll do this just so we're aware of what's going on. We could even do that so we know where that's going to kind of line up to, which I believe is going to be that spot. Let's do another row of bus stops. There, 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 and there. That's perfect. Now we'll get another piece of road in and that way. Good. Is this this is the wrong kind of road? My bad. We'll fix that. Let's get the right kind of road this time around and sort that out into this direction. Now let's make sure that our guys are flipped in the right direction. Those two, and then these we also turn around. Perfect, and we'll do some more one-way type of road setups here. So let's grab our one-ways and we'll throw that one in there, run it through that way. Actually, let's just do that, and we'll run that one down there. Okay, now that's cool, pretty cool. Now let's quickly finish off these sections, and then we'll get back to airporting a little bit more. So that's fine. I'm kind of tempted to run one up this way as well. So let's do a little something like this. Up there, through there. We need a few more of these. Let's just see. Is that the right spot? Should we trim that back and instead put it in right over there? Yeah, I think so. I think that's the one. Of course, we need the road first. So let's grab the road. Plop the road in there. We'll extend it a little bit more so it actually makes sense. And we'll get our mediums to cross there and to cross there. I think that's absolutely fine. We need some smaller ones over here so we can cross there and there. Very good. And we'll cross there and we'll cross there all the way up to that spot. Nice. So we do need a few other bits and pieces over here. Let's see if the copy and paste tool will actually work for this. So if I go and grab this stuff, it will in fact work. So I just want to make sure we slot it in there. And this is the spot, right? So like so, there we go. So now we've got a fair bit of extra stuff right in there. It's pretty dark down here. Anyway, there we go. That's it. That should work straight away. The intent was at some point we'll bring in a road on this side, but we'll see about getting that a little bit further into the game. What I want to do is ensure that we put some lighting out over here. So let's quickly grab a little bit of airport lighting, and we'll pause the game because we want to see how this actually works. Now, the intent would have been that we don't do a... I'm kind of tempted with these big guys. Oh, and we can slot them right in here. But 3 wide is just never going to work in that specific location. 3 wide feels so awkward to me. But actually, if we slot it in here, and let's do 1 there. Yeah, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. I believe that's about right. That's not bad. That means we could also do these guys over on this side. I'm happy with that. Quite comfortable right over here. Even though it's 3 wide only, it looks fairly central to those. And of course, this side, we'll run it over here. And I think that is a fairly sensible solution. Now, I thought what I do is I'll put some of the smaller ones in there. Just let's grab some of the smaller light features pieces over here. Something that's like at least a double. Yeah, that's going to be fine. I think actually what would make more sense is if we just have the one side like this. So we'll do something like that. That's just never going to work because we don't have any pieces. We probably needed an extra row of stuff in there, but that's fine. We're going to leave that as is. Any mediums that would make sense in here? That's like a 4 wide, but that just never is going to make sense over there. Something like this. That's pretty small, but it's still going to be problematic. So let's just grab some of these guys and do something like this, something like that. Can't do it over here. We can most certainly do it over there and over there. So I think that's okay. We really needed a little bit over here in the middle. I think these are going to be fine, but yeah, we needed a little bit more along the lines of lighting on this road. Right over here. We needed something along this road. So maybe, you know what we could do? Can one of these little ones that's not... if we do that, I think that's okay. And that doesn't look too onerous in terms of where we're actually placing it. It's not ideal, of course. It's not ideal, but it'll do. I think it'll do. Yeah, I think that'll do. That was going to be fine. It's kind of almost like it's on that spot there. So what we'll do is we'll do one over here and one over there. And I think that actually looks quite good. It's enough lighting over here so that it makes sense in my mind at least. Okay, so let's do that. We'll do this one and that one. We'll do this one and that one. We'll do that and that. And then this one and that. And that one. Now, the only other piece that I was kind of wondering is, do we do a little something down there and down there? Fair enough. And what we could also do is we could just line up some lights up here for people to get back to the airport. It's pretty, you know what, I'm just going to take out that. We don't need, that's way too much. And what we'll do is we'll kind of sort it out on this side also. There we go. So now there's awesome little walkways all the way in there. Okay, now let's get back to playing the game. We'll come back and have a look to see if anything is happening over there. Now, what is the next step for us? I am thinking airline lounges, right? Airline lounges. So we've got these, right? And they are producing us a fair amount of income, if I have a look at that. Okay. What's happening over here? I believe everything is okay. We're just waiting for people to board. But this shows me that we're kind of set for what we're trying to do here. So that's good. Now, this is working optimally, I believe. If we go down here, things are pretty good. Walking through there, this is looking pretty awesome. People are getting their stuff and coming straight through here. We do need to expand this one over here so that we can do a similar setup on this side. That would be what I would be after. Actually, we can go ahead and do that now. But first things first, let's quickly do an airline lounge or two. So these areas over here is quite wide and open. So let's do an airline lounge as a starting point. So airline lounge, and I think the intent would be that we keep that open, and then the airline lounge, the airline lounge could actually be all the way from there to there. So let's see. Let's not make these too big, but I do like the idea of maintaining the same stuff there. So if I go up to about something like this as an airline lounge, then we'll do another, and I didn't actually check out what the size of that was of that. That was up to 14 by 27. Let's try another 14 by 27, like so. So we'll do 2 airline lounges over here. Was thinking we can do something in there as well, so we'll keep an eye. Let's enclose the airline lounge with walls. I know you guys love enclosing everything with walls, and it actually kind of works with what we're trying to do over here. What we will, however, do is make sure that we've got some access points. So we'll do access points to the one side. I think that makes a little bit more sense. Don't delay some stuff. Okay, now, of course, and what we haven't done over here is actually put in any of the kind of the windows. We'll do this first, and then we'll put the windows in there. So what does the airline lounge actually need? It needs one of these. So shall we do it this way instead? I like that idea a little bit more. I like the idea of doing that, okay? And then we'll get the other stuff in there later. Well, we might do it now. So we'll do. So we'll do a little something like this. Okay, that should gonna be okay. We will also go ahead and provide, what I like to do in these is actually just try and use some of this stuff to close it off instead. That's what you typically see in these airline lounges. So we'll do that. That'll close it off a little bit, make it look a little nicer. We'll do the other side also. What we could also do is try and just make it look and feel a little nicer over there. So let's get the other one again, so we mix and match. So there we go. That's going to be like the access for the airline lounge. This area over here I'm going to use for some kind of seating that is more appropriate to like office environment piece. So I don't want them in there. But what they will allow us to do is get some of these laptop tables. So let's do a laptop table like so, and like so, and like so. We'll do a little bit of this. We could do the other side as well. I think that'll square the area out quite nicely, to be honest. And then we just need one of these kind of high tables to allow people to actually make use of it. I believe this is pretty nice, actually. That's okay. I'm comfortable with that. We could do a few bits and pieces like this in there and in there. We'll also do a little bit more in the line of plants. A few smaller square pieces in there. Yeah, something like that. That looked pretty good. So there's where you can use your laptop. I wanted to do a bit of a lounge area and then some tables and chairs where people can actually eat. So let's see about doing a couple of these kind of nice loungy type areas. Something like that. Is that okay? We could do something like this over here. So there's a little bit more. Maybe that's too busy then. Instead, let's make sure we get people with like little tables on the edges. Oh, you know what? We could. I'm also gonna add some of these guys. What is this actually? This is just the little tables there. I'm gonna go with some of these, and like so, and like so, and there we go. That looks pretty good. And now a few tables and chairs where people can actually eat a meal. So we will. How will we do that? Set it back to over there. can do... Well, we'll do that, right? We'll do this. I think that's going to be pretty good, actually. And then what we could do is we could do a couple up here also. Actually, let's move them a little closer together. That kind of setup will work quite nicely. And we could also even do the corners. I think that's going to be okay. Let's do that. Now, let's find ourselves some nice chairs for this. Are we going to do... Let's do these standard chairs and see how that actually works. I feel that's almost appropriate, more appropriate in here. So we'll do this one like so. We'll do that one. This one can be all fours. I like it. This one will be this way. That one will be like that. And we'll do this. We'll do that. Okay, now with that in mind, the next thing we need to do is provide ourselves a little bit of the kind of these pieces, and I'm thinking right over there and right over there is pretty good. The other side we don't really need more than that, so that's going to be sufficient. I think what I wanted to do is make sure we add some of these facilities. So let's grab these two and we'll actually place them kind of right over here, I think. And then what we'll do is we'll put one more plant in there to just kind of square it off a little bit over here. There we go, something like that. So nice and squared off. What could I could probably provide one more bin right over here, just so that'll work. That is pretty cool. Now let's get some flooring going on in there. Something that would make a lot of sense is what seems to work quite nicely is if we do a little bit of this around the edges, right? Can I do... Yeah, well, let's do this in that spot right there. We'll do something like that. Then I would like us to do a bit of this in the middle. It actually looks pretty nice. Yeah, my creative flooring efforts are starting to pick up a little bit. Now, there we go, ready to go. It's a pretty good one. Now we just need to assign it to someone. We've got, what do we actually have over here? Let's just see who's here right now. Maple is here, Swiftly is here. So let's assign it to Maple, and it will be open, and this will be called the Maple Lounge. Maple Lounge. Oh, there's one piece that we're missing. But before we actually assign that, let's quickly copy and paste this, because I'm pretty comfortable to just grab all of that. Let's hold shift, we'll grab that, and we will move it. Oh, it doesn't actually, well, we need to do it. Oh, there we go, that's good. So there's another one. We'll do a slightly different style of flooring over there, and then this will be Swiftly. Let's do a Swiftly right over there. So that's awesome. So now we've got two airline lounges. So let's quickly do a slightly different style of flooring. For this one, what I could do, shall we try a slightly darker one, and then with a kind of a light edge. Let's do a light edge over here. No, let's do the light edge actually on the edge this time around, and we'll make it too wide, like so. And then what we'll do is we'll do a slightly darker variety. No, started right over there. Just so things look slightly different. Look at that. That's I'm pretty comfortable with that. That looks pretty cool. Now, the other thing that I wanted to do is put these airline lounge or these airline decals in here, which I believe we can do. Airline oh, look at that. We actually have the other businesses. So this is the Maple one. Is that the biggest we can do on Maple? They have. It seems like they've removed the sizing that we could have changed the sizing. So what I'd rather we do is we'll, well, now it's a little awkward due to how this is all set up here. So let's just do a double Maple right over there. So this is the Maple Lounge. As you enter, you can see that we need a Swiftly Lounge over here on this side. That should do the trick. I don't like it actually. Let's just do the one, and we'll do the one Maple in there as well, and that should do the trick. There we go. Lounge is up and running. I wonder if that makes people way more happy. Our money is awesome. Let's quickly have a look at contract negotiations. I believe we should be able to negotiate some contracts again. We have the ability to negotiate Maple. Let's quickly do Maple now that things are okay. We haven't had any improvements here, so let's see. Can we up the fees for these guys? It seems like they're quite comfortable with us doing something like up to that. So 12,500, and we'll do something like this. We'll pay a bit of that, and hopefully that will do the trick. Accept it. So we've got a renegotiated Maple contract, which is pretty good. Let's get an Air Strada up and running. Let's do something like this. Ooh, they're actually not too keen on that. Maybe we'll do something slightly more like so. Spend another 3 over here and see if they accept it. Excellent. Another accepted right over there. Good. The others, we'll hold off with the others a little bit. Adding fuel. Now, we've already got some improved fuel rates over here, so let's not do any more of that. I think the last thing I'm going to do in this episode is start expanding our terminal building over here. So if we go with this, let's go downstairs. Let's go ahead and expand. Well, I believe that is exactly the same size. So if, in order for us to kind of prove that we don't need any more than that, well, that's pretty pricey actually. I'm quickly going to expand this as well. And this area right over here. So if we go and get that in place, all the way over there and all the way through that way, up to there and up to there. That's actually not a bad way of looking at it. Then we can expand this over here, not quite as much. There we go, that's the one. This one needs to be 3, and up there. Now, what is slightly interesting here, is that the right size? It is the right size, isn't it? I think it is. Yeah, it should be fine. Now, what is slightly interesting over here, it's seen, oh, no, that's exactly right. It's exactly the same size. So that's okay. That's going to be all we need. So that's fine. Now, what I want to make sure we do is that we expand this to exactly the same size on this side. So that means this wall, I want to make this thing look as symmetrical as possible. So that's coming down into, actually on the other side of that. So there we go. So that one runs up here. Well, we'll put that in place right like so. And that is basically, I think, going to be our area here. So I can open this up and we'll see about planning some of that stuff out. What I'm very keen on is making sure that we also duplicate what we've got on this side so that we can provide some access to whatever it is that we're going to run out over here. I believe if we go exactly square, we should be able to... that's not quite in the middle, actually. If we run this up here, that is not in the middle. But we can always make this area nice and wide. We're going to lose that piece anyway. We can make this area nice and wide. And I thought that this would be a good spot for the hangar, actually, right over here. But the hangars can also go further away. They don't have to be right in this area. So, guys, that's, I think, where we're going to call this episode. Maybe I can actually see about duplicating this on the other side. Let's grab a copy. And let's do that. Or it doesn't actually allow you to grab some of this stuff, rooms and the likes. So we'll just have to go ahead and do it manually on the other side. So that's not actually going to work. Happy to. There's a little bit of extra room over here. So what we could do is we could optimize efficiency by running this in here and in there and making this room, this area slightly more useful. Not that we know what we're going to put in there right this minute. But at the very least, we're starting to get an airport that's looking a little bit better. I still need tons of stuff down here. Let's quickly have a look at what's happening with our lounges just before we end the episode. The lounges are pretty busy. Do we know if people are quite happy with it? Did it up our rating at all? 93%. We do need to get over 95 to be in contention for the awards. What is the services available to passengers? Recent passenger opinion of available services and things to do around the airport. Improve the building, enough bathrooms, seating, Food and shop franchises higher quality. So that's slowly starting to go up, but that is really our big ticket problem item. I think if we can bring that up by like 10 or 15% by just filling in all of these open spaces, I think we will have an awesome airport. And I'm again quite comfortable to maybe just do these as double levels right here. So this one here, and if we do the other side on this side with it as a double level. I'm also kind of thinking we probably need to do this entire side as double level, to be honest, to be now really honest with you. So in moving into that direction, let's make a start towards our double level operation on this side. That's okay, I'm comfortable with that. But this will be a much more substantial double level operation over here. So it's not going to be completely symmetrical, but it's going to have that symmetrical look about it. We won't be able to do more small planes over here. So we'll have to see. Maybe actually what we'll do is we'll put a few. Actually, let's we could do like a bit of a section like this, and then that up again like there. So that'll be a pretty big one. Ultimately, what we could do is we could remove this from the international zone, and we can have this entire section on this side to be international zone. This is obviously modular and expandable. Yeah, that's it. Guys, that's going to be the end of this episode. Nothing too substantial, but we are seeing some parking over here as well. The long term, obviously, more attractive than the short term ones. But anyway, we should start seeing a little bit of money coming in from parking also. Parking fees, not that substantial, but anyway, starting to slowly come and trickle in. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. I will see you again in the next episode. Bye-bye!